Hello my friends, it's Mihaela again from Punta Cana Estate, powered by Remax Paradise and your preferred real estate agent here in Punta Cana. Today I'm bringing you more information about real estate in Punta Cana. So I'm in a lawyer's office with one of the associates, Sergio Diaz. Thank you, Sergio.
Thank you, Michaela, and thank you so much for the opportunity to share with you my knowledge. And I look forward for your questions.
Okay, so let's start with the first one. Does a person need to be a resident here in Dominican Republic? A foreigner can buy a property here in Dominican Republic?
Yes, they can. In fact, most of the customer clients that are in this area, Bavaro, Punta Cana, they're foreigners, and they are the owners of most of the apartments and houses, Cocota, Capcana, Bavaro Alto, Macau. So yes, they do. They only have to have the requirements with the law, identification, passport up to date, and be in the country to sign or send a POA, a power of attorney, in order for somebody else to represent them to do the buying.
Okay, thank you. Can a foreigner make the purchase process on a company? Are there any advantages or disadvantages? I'm talking about buying a property on a company or as an individual.
Well, that would depend on the person activities. If they're gonna have it for themselves, and if they have any impact economically or financially on taxes, they can put on a company if they want. They can incorporate SRL, which is like similar LLC for in the Dominican law, in order to get some benefits regarding liabilities or even taxes. Or if they want to have it on their own name, just because they gonna live on that property and it's benefit for them regarding taxes. It depends on the case. It can be on a personal name, it can be on a company name, depending more on what do they want or for what purpose they want that property.
Okay, so it can be both.
Yes.
Okay. Are there any closing costs, and what would be the taxes? What to have into consideration for a purchase process?
Regarding taxes, there's something for sure. We can escape from taxes. The government always will be waiting for the cut. Yes, there's a 3% taxes fee when it comes to the property taxes, and that is on the value of the property that is registered at the DGI, or in the case that the value is in the contract more, they put the value of the contract, and that's what they put. It's a one-time fee for the transfer tax, and also there's a part that is the EP tax, is
annual property
the tax. Annual property tax, which is depending on the value. If it's more than is on the board, they pay. If it's no on the limit, an estimation now is $145,000, I believe.
Okay, so it would be 3% transfer tax.
Yes.
To get the property on the name
yes.
of the buyer, and 1% per year on what exceeds $140,000.
An estimation, yes.
It's an estimation.
Yeah, 150, 145. If it's exceed that, then they pay annually. If it's not, they don't need to pay. If it's
1% of that difference.
Yes. If they have many properties, of course they're gonna exceed that amount. Then they will have to pay to the DGI, which is like the IRS. If they don't, then it's only that property. They don't need to pay.
Okay, thank you. What about the titles? It's important to have a title on a property?
Yes, of course. It's how they guarantee the ownership in the Dominican Republic, and that's how they also can, in the event that they want to resell it or sell it, that will be important to have a clean title with no litigation, no lien on it. And I believe that that's the best way to guarantee the ownership in the Dominican Republic.
Is there any differences between a foreigner owning a property in Dominican Republic or a Dominican citizen?
That's a very good question. Here it would depend on the legislation of the person, but in the Dominican law, they both have the same rights and obligations. Now, if in your country they require you to report also any property that you have outside your country, you must report that. Once you are the owner of a property, a real estate property in the Dominican Republic, you have the same obligations and right as any Dominican person. So you can use it, resell it, assign that property to any person if you want, or donate it, whatever you want. It's up to you what you want to do with that property once it's yours.
Okay, thank you. That's great. How fast do you get your title onto your name?
That an estimation of time will be. It depends also on the amount of work that is on the registration department, land court registration department. It can be 60 days or up to 3 months, no more than that, I would say. An estimation, if it's not any issue regarding documentation.
Okay, so this was one of the questions we have received a lot. It's good to know that because usually here in Dominican Republic it takes a while to get your title onto your name. What about the buying process? Let's think, because we have two situations. If you want to buy a property and it's a resale, how much would it be in terms of time, having all the process? Can you explain a bit in short the process and how much time would it take to finish?
Buying or reselling?
Buying.
Oh, the buying?
In case of buying a property that is already built and the title exists.
The first one I would say to buy is to make an offer to the person, and can be a writing offer or also an email if they approve, and then you can now start doing a due diligence on that property. Once you do that, then you can start making a conditional contract or a promise of buying, and once you put all these terms and conditions clear, then you can make the final contract and the final payment, and that would take depending on what conditions you are, it's up to you guys, the seller and the buyer, what timing they need for this.
Okay. Do you need a lawyer to buy a property here in Dominican Republic?
Not necessary. I highly recommend it, but it's not necessary.
Why is that? What is the part that a lawyer does in real estate in Dominican Republic?
Our job is more to guarantee that you're going to have a clear and smooth transaction regarding taxes, regarding no liens on the title, regarding that the property is in the location that is actually selling, and that everything is up to date.
This part is very important to understand, that here in Dominican Republic, the person that will make sure that the property you are buying is everything okay with it, it's the lawyer. The real estate agents don't have the power to check out everything about the titles and the people involved and everything else. Only a lawyer can do that, so we highly recommend to use a lawyer when you buy a property here in Dominican Republic. Let's go to the next question. What about pre-construction? The process is a little bit different, because usually you start buying right now and it takes up to 2 years until the project is finished and your unit is delivered. How does that work?
Well, in the pre-construction, the most important are the contracts, what clauses are and terms are in the contract. Also, to make a due diligence on the company. Most of the time the lands are in company names, so you have to make sure that the assembly that approved the sale is ready, that the EP is ready, the tax on the properties are ready, that the corporation has you have to do a due diligence for the company that is selling to you. Make sure that is the same person that is selling is the same owner, and if there's not the same, how do they connect to do the sale, and also what conditions are in the construction. So get guarantees that you can get, and make sure that the obligations are you both are obligated, as also the seller and also the buyer, and make the contract the most balanced possible for the benefit of both parties.
Okay, I have to mention that in pre-construction you will first have a promise of purchase, and after that, when the unit is ready, then you'll have the actual contract of purchase. In the meantime, you don't have a title, you only have that agreement of purchase, which is very important to have that work with and checked with a lawyer.
I would like to add to that it's actually important to have clauses that also protect what can change in your life. For good or for bad, things can change, and I always like to tell clients that it's good to have assignment in that contract, that you have a right to do assignment, so you can pass those rights of that contract to a third person in case that something happened to you and you cannot complete the obligation of paying the unit. So at least you don't lose all, and then you can pass it to somebody else that can take that responsibility or sell that assignment to a third person.
Okay, so it's very important to have the purchase of agreement, work with a lawyer, and make sure you have everything covered.
Yes.
Okay. Because we're talking about pre-construction, let me ask you about CONFOTUR law. What's CONFOTUR law?
That's a good question. The CONFOTUR law is basically an incentive that are given to certain provinces regarding the expansion in the area of tourism. That way they can bring more foreigners to live and establish in these places, and that grow the economy. And they give you an exemption of tax regarding the 3% transfer tax and also the property tax, which is annually. And this exemption is for a period of time that is given by the authorities, that was approved on the project that is on construction or that is actually established already.
Okay, I understand. And now, question I get a lot. What about selling a property? If you want to sell a property that you own here in Punta Cana, what would be the process and what happens in case of capital gains or stuff like that?
Well, regarding the process to sell it, the first thing you have to have is the title, and also make sure that you have no lien or any taxes pending on the property. And the capital gain will depend on the case. It's on a personal name, it's on a company name, and also will be depending on the price. How much are you getting as a gain, as a capital gain? So you have to then consider that amount to see if it's going to be taxable or not.
Okay, thank you. And what about foreigners here in Dominican Republic? Can they open accounts with local banks, and if they can open a mortgage here in Dominican Republic?
That's a good question. Yes, they can open an account within the time that they have as a 30 days period as a visitor. They have to have a referral letter and the statement from the bank account in their country translated over here, and they also can apply for a credit, but that will be depending on the bank or that they use in the Dominican. So they also might check what are your record score in your country, and they might need proof of your work or your finances, so they can accept or reject that request that you're doing to the bank.
Okay, I think for this question regarding bank account and mortgage here in Dominican Republic for foreigners, we can do another video with more specific information. So I think that's it for today. I would like for Sergio to present about his lawyer's office, about his services, and present himself.
Thank you. Well, our firms, boutique firms here in Punta Cana, we work most of the time with litigation cases for foreigners. The name is Díaz Plasencia Asociados, and I'm part of the litigation team. Also, we focus more in all civil and commercial law, labor rights, and corporative law. So yeah, I'm here for your services and look forward to work with you and your potential clients.
Thank you. So Sergio here and his lawyer's office can help you out with everything you might need here in Dominican Republic. And as a boutique office, they will offer the best treatment for you. So that's it for today.
Thank you so much
for your time, and see you guys in the next video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, because we also have other important videos to come up with very important information. See you in the next one. Bye.
Thank you.